Hello, I'm Marcus Boston. Quick educational video today, and the question is, if your baby has suffered an injury at birth, is that going to be automatically medical malpractice, or has malpractice occurred? I get this question from time to time because when individuals contact my office and they talk to us, that is a question that they have, and it's like, okay, can you tell me immediately whether my child has suffered at the hands of medical malpractice? And I want to help you understand why initially in many cases we will not be able to tell you immediately whether malpractice has happened. And so what I want to break down with you is what has to be proven in these types of cases. And essentially what we're saying is that a bad result does not automatically mean medical malpractice. And I want to say that again because it's really important that you understand that concept. A bad result does not necessarily mean medical malpractice has occurred. State law, and we're here in Maryland, there is elements that we have to prove to show that malpractice occurred. And under this realm, it is called negligence, or it's in tort law, and underneath it is negligence is what we're proving. And so we have to show that there was a deviation from the standard of care, which is what caused the injury or the harm. Now, I use the term in there, standard of care. How I want you to think about it and understand standard of care in this context is, what would a reasonable and prudent doctor or medical professional do under the same set of circumstances? That's standard of care. So you have to show that the treating doctors or the medical professionals, they deviated from that standard of care which caused the injury or the harm. And in this context, it's going to be to your baby. We prove that, how we prove that is we use medical experts who are going to review not only your medical records, mom, in a birth trauma situation, but the baby's records also. They're also going to look at the electronic fetal heart strips. And so they're going to review all of these things, and then they will come to a conclusion as to not only that standard of care issue, whether there was a departure from the standard of care, but whether that departure caused the injury or the harm. So this is the purpose of today's video, is to help you understand all of these moving pieces that we have to put together to prove that the injury was the result of medical malpractice. And hopefully now you can see that with all of this going on, that in most cases, I'm not going to be able to tell you, or Renee, we're not going to be able to say immediately whether malpractice has occurred. We have to go through these steps. We have to do a thorough analysis on the front end to be able to help you, get an idea as to whether your child's injury was the cause of malpractice. So why did I take the time today to help you understand this? Because more than likely, if you're watching this video today, maybe your baby has suffered an injury at birth. You're probably here because you may have an HIE diagnosis, hypoxic ischemic encephalopathy, or maybe your child has a cerebral palsy diagnosis, or maybe you were dealing with MAS, meconium aspiration syndrome, and you have questions as to those challenges, as to how are you going to be able to help take care of your child, not only today, but moving into the future. If you have all of this going on, there is a telephone number down below. Go ahead and pick up the phone and call me. I talk with families like yours all the time. This is what we do. We help families when it comes to birth trauma and birth injury issues. One more thing before I get out of here. You got to understand that I practice law in Maryland. Like I said earlier in the video, I practice law here in the state of Maryland. And because this video is on the internet, if you are not in Maryland and you contact me in regards to what's going on with your family, you got to understand that we have to use what we call co-counsel or local counsel. In other words, an attorney in your state to help with the case. And that's something that we will help you take care of on our end. So I just want to make sure that you understand the local counsel aspect of things. All right, that's going to be it for today's quick educational video. Again, I'm Marcus Boston, and I'm one of the childbirth injury and medical malpractice attorneys practicing law here in the state of Maryland at Boston Law Group LLC. And we will see you next time. Take care and enjoy the rest of your day.